that category now. And frankly, some folks, they make it their political strategy to try to make you feel discouraged. They'll tell you over and over again how bad everything is. Then, of course, they'll add that it's all Obama's fault. And they'll tell you that if you believed in change 4 years ago, your faith was foolish and you were being naive. You know, last week, my opponent's campaign went so far as to write you off as a lost generation. That's you, according to them.
Boo!
And then what they hope is that by telling you these things, you'll get discouraged and you'll just stay home this time.
Hell no!
But you can't believe it. I don't believe it. We knew that solving our biggest problems were going to take more than 1 year or one term or even one president. But we went ahead and we got started.
Yeah!
We still got a lot of work to do to get to where we need to be, but we are going to get there.
Yeah!
Because I believe in you. As tough as times have been, you're tougher. I've seen your passion, I've seen your service, I've seen your generation eager and impatient to make a difference. And already you've proved that you can. Think about it, 4 years ago, you believed we could put a college education within the reach of all who are willing to work for it. So we created a college tax credit that's saving families up to $10,000 for college tuition over 4 years.
Woo!
We took on a student loan system that was giving billions of taxpayer dollars to big banks. And we said, let's get the money directly to students, and we doubled grant aid for millions of students. We just won the fight to keep federal student loans from doubling for more than 7 million students. That would not have happened in Washington except for you. Your vote did that. You made that change. You have. Yourself get the kind of college education you deserve. Don't believe when they tell you you can't make difference. You believed 4 years ago that we could use less foreign oil and reduce the carbon pollution that threatens our planet. And in just 4 years, we've doubled the generation of clean, renewable energy like wind and solar. We've developed new fuel standards so that your car will get nearly 55 miles per gallon by the middle of the next decade. That will reduce greenhouse gas emissions by a level roughly equivalent to a year's worth of emissions from all the cars in the world. Today, America is less dependent on foreign oil than at any time in nearly 20 years. We're on track to emit fewer greenhouse gases this year than we have in nearly 20 years. You can keep those trends going. You believe in America. And that's what's brought about change. You believe that nobody should go broke in America just because they get sick. I believe that too.
Yeah!
The other side calls Obamacare. I kind of don't like the term Obamacare. I do care.
Woo! Yeah!
I care about kids really understood. And so today, because of the new health care law, nearly 7 million young people, including some of you in this audience, have been able to stay on your parents' plan. Your grandparents are saving money on their medicine. Women have gained access to free preventive care like mammograms and contraception.
Yeah!
You made that change. It was young people like you that said we could end the war in Iraq. Today that war is over. More troops are home with their families, earning their education through the post-9/11 GI Bill, starting new businesses. And no one will ever again have to hide who they love in order to serve the country they love. You made that change. point is, Ames, your vote matters. Your vote made a difference. Change was possible because of you. Now we've got more work to do. To grow this economy, to create good jobs, to strengthen the middle class, and in November, your voice will matter more than it ever has before. You know, this week in Tampa, my opponents will offer you their agenda. It should be a pretty entertaining show. It will be, you know, and I'm sure they'll have some wonderful things to say about it. But what you won't hear from them is a path forward that meets the challenges of our time. Instead, there'll be an economic plan that says if you just gave folks making $3 million or more a year another $250,000 tax cut, then jobs and prosperity will magically rain down on everybody else.
Like magic fairy dust.
Some of you guys are a little young, so you may not remember, but we tried this for 10 years before I was elected. It didn't work out so well. It didn't work out then, it won't work now.
Nope.
I don't want to pay for another millionaire's tax cut by raising taxes on the middle class. I don't want to pay for that tax cut by cutting financial aid on 10 million students. Our economic strength doesn't come from the top down. It comes from students and workers and a growing, thriving middle class.
Yeah! Woo!
So in just over 2 months, you will make a choice about which path you take. And it's going to be a stark choice. You can choose whether we give massive new tax cuts to folks who already made it, or whether we're going to keep taxes low for every American who's still trying to make it. You know, I cut taxes for the middle class, and for families, and for students. And I want to make sure the taxes aren't raised a dime on your family's first $250,000 of income. That means that 98% of Americans and 97% of small businesses wouldn't see an income tax increase.
I like it.
You can choose whether we're going to give up new jobs and new industries to China and India, or whether we're going to fight for those jobs by investing in the research of our scientists and the drive of our students and the innovation that harnesses new sources of energy, brings the next generation of manufacturing to places like Ames and Milwaukee and Detroit and Pittsburgh. That's your choice. You can decide whether the best way to make college affordable is to, as my opponent put it, hope your parents can just lend you the money. Or you can say, let's help more Americans earn the kind of education you receive here at Iowa State. Let's help more Americans go to community colleges to get the skills and trainings that people right now. Let's help more Iowans learn to be leaders at the Hardening of Public Policy Institute.
Yeah!
And your great senator, Sam Hardening, is stepping up. You know, he's working along with your new president, Stephen Lee. Doing a great job. And you know, as Misha mentioned, although I am getting gray, I still remember what it was like for you guys. Because Michelle and I finished paying off our loans just 8 years ago. We know what it's like. We shouldn't make it harder. We should make it easy. We shouldn't end the college tax credit we created. We should extend it. Because in America, higher education isn't a luxury. It's an economic necessity.
Yeah. Woo! Yes.
You can choose an energy plan written by and for big oil companies. That's what my opponents offer. Or you can choose an all-of-the-above energy strategy for America, renewable sources of energy. Well, Governor Romney called those imaginary. Congressman Ryan said they're a fad. Let me tell you something. They need to come to Iowa. Because they're the future.
Yeah! Woo!
7,000 good Iowa jobs depend on the wind industry. It's time to stop giving $4 billion of taxpayer subsidy to oil companies that are making a profit every time you pump gas. Let's give us a homegrown energy source.
Yeah!
Let's get to the economy. Let's get to the environment. That's the direction we need to go. But it's all up to you. It's up to you whether we go back to a healthcare system that let insurance companies decide who to cover and when.
No.
I think it might make sense for you to choose to keep moving forward with the new healthcare law that's already cutting costs and covering more people and saving lives.
Yes.
Governor Romney promised that sometime between taking the oath of office and going to the inaugural ball, he'd sit right down, grab a pen, and kick 7 million young people off their parents' plan by repealing health reform. They will. You know, maybe we should call his plan Romney Doesn't Care.
Yes!
This law is here to stay. Now's not the time to refight the battles of the last 4 years. Now's the time for us to go ahead and move forward. And I'll work with anybody who wants to make our healthcare system better. But I'm not going to stand by and let folks talk about how we should go back to the days when ordinary folks who are working really hard suddenly find themselves losing their home, losing their savings just because they get sick. They can choose to refight the battles that were settled 10 years ago or 20 years ago or sometimes in the last century.
There's heart right down there.
I think women should be trusted to make their own health care.
Should we go shake his hand?
That's a choice that you've got to make. I think that students who were brought here by their parents as babies shouldn't be kicked out of the only country they know just because their parents were not going to work. That's my view.